Hi, this is Tracy, and I have a layout and process to share that's going to be titled Nice Fish. And it is the other two pictures that go, it's sort of a double page layout, although it's really not. But it is going to be in the album right next to each other. So I did try to use similar items and to sort of make it coordinate, not as a double page. But okay, now when I'm cutting up, these are all papers from the crepe paper, the Pier collection, except for the background is basic gray PB&J toasted, and it sort of has that, the lines have that, it's like hand-drawn burlap in like a turquoise aqua kind of color, and it just seemed perfect with my son's turquoise and gray striped shirt, and plus it goes with the previous, the layout this goes with is called Convict Lake. Okay, there's my I'm making little corners there with that EK success stamp. Oh, well, I'm going to. I haven't made them yet, I don't think. And then that other little die punch is from Stampin' Up. It's that little circle punch. I don't end up using it, but I'm thinking I might. Oh, sorry, this is out of frame. And I'm making these, now I'm ready to glue them down. I don't normally do this where the picture ends up in the center. I like the kind of off-center look where, it's off-center enough that it's obviously intentional. I like that look a lot better. I'm not a symmetrical kind of person, but this layout, I just really wanted to do all four corners, and so then I end up with the picture in the middle. That's another crepe paper, the Pier paper, and I realize I need some different papers on here, and I'm using my Zig pen to glue those down because my ATG wouldn't really work because of all the different widths. Now I'm going to cut off those extra pieces. My little scissors there, I got those at the Scrapbooking Expo. Really like those. I don't know the brand because I took them out of the package a long time ago, but I really love those. There we go, I got it all cut off. Now, that's also the Pier paper that I'm using. It. I liked the one stripe of that chevron or whatever you call the design on that page. I really like that dark craft in it, so I dug into it. All the other craft papers I have are, light. And here's, we had gone back to the shop after he caught his fish, and because we wanted to officially weighed, and they took actually pictures of him, and the one of him actually holding the fish, they take that at Convict Lake. They do this where if you catch a nice fish, they post it online. So his little picture was online, which was really cool for him. Okay, now I'm ripping up one of the Studio Calico bags that my kit comes in, and that wave paper is also from the Pier, and I'm going to use that paper bag as a layering. And I loved how I used the very end of the bag so that it had that jagged sawtooth cut to it. And I really like the look of that for this particular layout because, it just reminded me of actually washing the fish, which they do. And my son very much participated in, and insisted on it participating in. He really wanted to be involved in that. Okay, here I am crinkling up these papers because, again, it has to do with fish. And then right there I stamped that paper. I just push it onto there like I do with stickers sometimes. And it just sort of dirties it up. And then I'm using some more of that Jolie's Boutique. It says artisan paper, but it's more of like a fiber paper, and it feels cloth-like. Okay, here I am splattering just a little. I don't do a lot of splattering because there's already so much going on this page, but I did want some because fishing is messy. And now I'm gluing down my little corners because I'm feeling good about those. I'm so sorry this is out of frame. I really was out of frame. And I'm feeling very comfortable with all this, so I'm going to go ahead and glue it down. And I'm about to sew some buttons on here. And I usually go the lazy way. Here I am looking through them. And I pull a bunch of those out, but I don't use them. I end up going with those Indie Chic My Mind's Eye buttons. And I have 4 different packs. I got them from one of those discount sites like Peachy Cheap or Crafty Steals or something. And so I have all 4 sets of those. And those are the ones I end up going with. And I normally do the quickie, easy way because I'm lazy, so I usually will just put a string through and then glue the button down. But it was so many of them, and they don't always glue down real nicely because the string behind the button makes them bumpy. So I decided it was worth the effort for this one to actually sew them on the paper because there was so many of them. But I go away because it's long and boring. It was boring to do, let alone boring to watch me do it. But here I use my little punch tool, and I'm punching the holes, which makes it a whole lot easier to sew them. And especially since I cannot find my sewing needle that is thick enough for string like this. So I'm going to Walmart today, and I will be getting myself a couple more needles. I don't know what happened to them. One of those things, Here I am showing you the last one. Oh, and lovely. In the conversion, I have damaged video. That's great. Sorry. I don't know what happens there. I've tried a couple different converters. That was just a short clip of video anyway, though. Okay, now I'm using the burlap again. And then this time I'm going to actually stamp my letters onto the bag from Studio Calico. I cut a little piece of it out. And you're going to see me stamp the word fish. Now I'm going to stamp it onto that paper. And that's part of the title. That, like I said at the beginning, the title is Nice Fish, which the reason I went with that title is because every time somebody sees the picture, fishermen in particular, they'll say, nice fish. So that, I don't know why that makes me giggle, but it just does. It's just that's what all the fishermen say. So that's why I titled this Nice Fish, and it was a very nice fish. That was definitely the best of the whole trip. Biggest fish. First fish caught, the only one from that day, and the biggest of the whole trip. We did catch a whole bunch more, but none were that big. Okay, I just showed you a little snippet so that I didn't bore you to death. I sewed all the way around the edges twice using a tan thread, almost a khaki like thread. And here, that's a Studio Calico, I think, arrow. And then I'm going to end up with the little guy on there. I do not end up with that geotag. And I'm messing around with different stuff here. I also sewed across the word fish, by the way, twice, 2 lines of that same brown thread going across. That's where that ends up. And I crinkled it up and inked it up, and then I have to set it aside because I'm actually not ready to put it on. I want to do a little bit of layering there. So right now I'm overlooking through my stickers, trying to find just the right thing. And the one that goes in the back, not that one. That one's a Dear Lizzie. And that one, the brownish one that goes in the back, that is from an old sticker sheet that I have that, I don't know the name, it says Curio Element Stickers, but I don't know the brand of that. So sorry about that. It came with letters and stuff. It was a 12 by 12 sticker sheet. Okay, those numbers came from a border sheet that I have in my stash. And then I'm playing around here and trying to get that all just right. And that OK sticker came from Studio Calico, one of those sheets. I'm going to put that one back because I didn't like the color, and I find another one that's gray. There we go. That's the one I use. And there's where I put the little man. The potty man, potty people man. And I'm going to do at the bottom a little cluster that has the date. And I use that little cutout piece of the bag again. And I got that stamp that I did 2011 with. I bought that from Staples, and it just has numbers, so it's good for me for doing the year because I'm doing so much scrapbooking from years and years past that the newer date stamps don't have the old years in it. So I'm really loving that I found that. I just found it very recently. And it has 6 numbers, so you could actually do the whole, date if you wanted. In this instance, I just did 2011, and then I used June from another one. And then I stamped the word snapshot and put a label and an arrow. So here's my pictures. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. And thank you for subscribing and commenting. I really, really appreciate it. I've been really enjoying this YouTube experience, so thank you so much.